God is real, and this is my testimony. I lost my daughter in 2019. She was stillborn at 30 weeks pregnant, and it was a tough time for me, my husband, and you go through like the darkest of moments, which is so normal, and this is exactly what happened. So my daughter, when she was stillborn, we obviously didn't get to take her home, and I was going through like such a dark place in my life, whether it was drinking or just doing things that I shouldn't have been doing to fix my mental health. I remember sitting there in the living room one day. It was me and the dogs. Husband was at work, and there was crying from her nursery. There was just a clear crying of a baby. Her ashes were in there. The door was closed. It was just, I couldn't go in there yet. It was just too much. And so when I heard that, the dogs perked up. They were going crazy, and I walked over to the nursery room, and I opened the door, and the crying stopped. No crying. I was freaked out, called my husband. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going crazy, whatever. Fast forward to like a few nights later, I had a dream. And in my dream, my daughter was sitting in a bouncer, and she was talking to me and just telling me like she was okay, like everything's gonna be okay. She didn't have much time with me, but she wanted to give me a baby, and she put that baby in my belly, and I physically remember that feeling of like the baby going into my belly. And the next thing you know, like she told me she had to go, and wings came out, and she just flew up. That was it. I woke up, I told my husband, I was like, I'm pregnant. He's like, no, you're not. I was like, no, I'm pregnant. But that morning I woke up in so much peace and so much just clarity. I don't know how to experience that peace within, from when you're going from a dark moment in your life to feeling that peace. It was beautiful. In that instant, I just knew. I knew that God was there. He met me. Jesus, I just can't explain that feeling. It was such a peaceful moment in my life, and that was the last dream I actually had for my daughter. But ever since then, like my faith kept growing. My faith, like I didn't stop. Like I started going to church. I started reading my Bible. Like I started really focusing on what it was to be and to practice my faith. From that moment on, that was my turning point. That was the pivotal moment in my life that I knew God was real. Ever since then, I have not had a dream of my daughter. Turns out I was pregnant. A couple weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with my little boy. He's healthy and happy, and he's thriving. But that was my testimony of God, and that was the feeling I had with him. And I'm so proud of myself for how far I've come, and I've continued to practice my faith. So I'm here to tell you that God is real. He will meet you at the darkest of your moments. He will meet you where you're at. And when he does, you cannot forget that feeling. You cannot ignore that feeling, because he is real. He is present, and you are loved.